So, are sports cards supposed to be all about ripping open packs all of a sudden? There's this trend all over the internet telling people that if you want to make money with sports cards, you should be buying boxes, ripping them on camera, and hoping you pull something rare because that's how the pros do it. And this is completely false. Ripping packs is gambling, plain and simple. It's fun, it's exciting, but it's random. You have zero control over what's inside, and the people who lose obviously never post their results. The card companies win. The breakers win, but beginners, they almost always get crushed. What most people think is actually helping them hurts them because ripping doesn't teach you how value works. It actually hides it. And the truth is, once you understand what's really going on inside a sealed box, you'll see exactly why so many people lose and why a small group consistently win. So in this video, I'm going to break down what actually happens when you rip open a pack or a box of cards, the real math behind it, where the value goes, the part nobody online never explains. So let's get into it. Okay, what really happens when you open up a pack of cards or a box of cards? So the way this works is you have these big companies like Panini and Upper Deck and Topps. They pay athletes millions of dollars for the rights to their autographs. So let's say you have a company that paid athlete A $50 million because they're an excellent athlete for their rights for the next 5 years for them to sign a bunch of cards. Well, they need to make money on that $50 million. So Tops might pay athlete A 50 million, athlete B 20 million, another athlete $1 million. And they spend all this money on these different athletes for them to sign their cards. So what they're doing is they are spending a lot of money up front. Then they take all these autographs they get from these athletes and they chop it up in all these different packs and boxes and cases. So they're basically making an upfront investment to make it all back in a bunch of smaller chunks. Okay. And believe me, they make a lot of money. So what I want you to think about is if a company is paying an athlete so much money, they must make money. Okay. They must flip this athlete's autographs for more than it's worth. Okay. And the way they do that is they disguise it in the form of packs and boxes and cases. A good example of this, a very basic one, would be, let's take the Dallas Card Show, for example. And let's say you have Emmett Smith signing. So if you've ever been to a card show, you might see the athletes in the back and these long lines of people who pay to get stuff signed. And it might be $400 to get a frame signed, or $200 to get your shoes signed, or maybe it's just a fixed cost of $200 to get one autograph on anything. So that it is impossible to just flip that for profit. Okay, because that athlete is charging, and the card show specifically is charging more than what that autograph is worth because there's fixed costs involved, right? Paying the athlete, getting the athlete over there. They have to make profit on all the stuff that happens inside of the card show. That, hiring people to run the card show, hiring security, renting out the facility. And in this specific instance, you are the one responsible for paying for all this extra stuff and then the profit on top. Okay. That is really how the math behind breaking open packs and boxes and cases. And let's take a bigger example like Topps, okay, which is now owned by Fanatics. So if they spend $1 million in autographs, right? They spend $1 million on the rights for a bunch of different athletes' autographs. Well, let's say they have $500,000 in labor cost, then another $500,000 in fixed costs like leasing out their facilities, all the manufacturing equipment. This is obviously a made-up example. They're in for $2 million already. Now they need to make a profit on top of that. Let's say they want to make a 25% profit margin. So they're $2 million in, right? And they need a net $2.5 million in their pocket to consider their business venture a success. So guess how they make that profit? Guess how they make that money? It's through the form of packs and boxes and cases. They would never just take all these players' autographs and just auction them online on eBay. Then they would essentially break even. The way they do it is they hide it through the form of gambling, essentially. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's what drives the hobby. I just want you to be aware of it, that why it's a losing proposition and why maybe 1 out of 100 people are successful doing it in the long run because they get super lucky pulling open some crazy pack of cards. It's It's a similar thing to the casinos, which brings me to my next point as to why this is addictive. So, I bet a bunch of you guys watching this are probably familiar with sports gambling, and you've probably seen the commercials for FanDuel and DraftKings. And what FanDuel does is they'll show a commercial of people on the couch having fun, and they hit a parlay where they put $5 down and they made $900 on the parlay. Of course, they're going to show you what winning looks like. Just like these pack companies and box companies that make these packs and boxes, what do they show? They show these videos of these people, for a $10, they opened up a pack of cards and they got this $5,000 card, right? If anyone knows anything about gambling and if you have friends that gamble, people never talk about their losses. They only talk about their wins, right? It's a very similar concept. And then what FanDuel and DraftKings does and why it's similar to Whatnot and Tops and all these companies is they suck you in. They might say, like FanDuel will, hey, sign up, put $50 in, and we'll give you $250 in free bonus bets. Why do you think FanDuel might give you a few $100s in free bonus bets? I promise you it's not to be nice. It's, for lack of a better term, to get you addicted because they just want to suck you in and kind of dangle a donut in front of you and just get you going. They want a little bit of momentum. And some of you guys who have sports gambled before know how addictive it can be and know how hard it is to stop when you lose $20. Oh, let me just get that money back. And then now you're down 50 and now you're down 100. It's the same thing with these pack companies and box companies. Like Whatnot might give you $25 in free credit to go and use their services. Why? Because they know all it takes is a little bit to get you addicted. I just spoke to a guy yesterday as I'm speaking right now who started off with he was only going to spend $100 on Whatnot, and a few months later he wasted $20,000. Okay, and he came to us because he finally wanted to learn how to make money with sports cards. But that's why they do it, right? They want to get you addicted, and it sounds screwed up to say out loud because there are a lot of people that do this, have fun with it. It doesn't ruin their lives, and they don't spend more than they could. But just understand that it's like buying a ticket to a sports game. You're going to lose money, expect to lose, and just expect to have fun. It's a source of entertainment, and once in a while, you might win. And that should be your mentality when walking into a casino as well if you're going to play blackjack or roulette. Yes, you can get lucky, but expect to lose. Now, one more thing I want to talk about is repacks, kind of similar to what I just talked about before. What a repack is you have these professional companies like Tops and Upper Deck and Panini. They make these, licensed products and they're official, but people will have their own products called repacks. And the way these work is, let's say I'm going to make 10 packs of cards and I'm going to call it Eric Michael pack of cards. That's a pretty bad name. But what I'm going to go and do is I'm going to go spend $10,000 on all sorts of different cards. I'm going to buy a few cards for $10, a few different cards for $100, a few different cards for $500, $1,000. And I might buy one banger of a card for $5,000. I'm going to go and take all these different cards I bought, put 10 cards in each of these 10 packs. And what I'm going to do to advertise my repack is say, hey, you can pull this $5,000 card. It's in one of these packs. However, these packs cost me $10,000 in my own money. However, I sell each of these 10 packs for, let's call it $1,500 each. So I get $15,000 in my pocket. So $10,000 went out, $15,000 came back into my pocket, and one person gets lucky and gets the $5,000 card, but essentially everybody else loses, okay? It is mathematically impossible to make money opening up repacks, and the math kind of works the same way as regular packs as well. Okay, and I'm letting you know this because you're essentially just overpaying for cards. That's what you're doing, just with a little bit of fun involved, opening up packs and boxes, right? That's all this is. So just know the money that is going into these packs is going to be less than what you are paying. And it may not seem like a big deal just spending $100 on one pack of cards, but over the long run, it'll eat away at your wallet, okay? One more thing I'll mention, number 4 to this, is new products. So besides all the math being wrong and you're going to lose money in the long run, what's even worse is most of these cards go down in value, okay? When a new product comes out or a new pack of cards comes out, for simple terms, it starts out really high and then it goes down because there's a lot of hype and excitement because the new Jaden Daniels cards just came out, of the new XYZ player, and that excitement builds, which builds demand, which means prices go up. To give you a very basic example of this, when 2024 Prism came out in very late December of 2024, let's take Jaden Daniels. His silver Prism card, raw, when it first came out on the market, was about $500. And then once reality started to set in and people weren't so crazy excited the first few weeks, about a month later in like February of 25, that same card is $250. If you think I'm lying, I'll show you the sales right here. You can see Jaden Daniels, $500 just about, and about 2 months later, same card, $250. So not only are you getting to a game where the math is stacked against you, but you're also getting into a game where you're getting assets that are most likely going to go down in value. Okay, it's just how newer cards work. Take my word for it. So most products go down in value. And I'll leave you guys off with this. So the actual way to make money in sports cards, with all that said, is, in my opinion, the easiest way is buying, grading, selling. It's systematic, it's easy, it's simple. I'm not saying it's going to make you $1 million, but this is what smart collectors are doing and people who are making consistent returns every month, because I see all these people all the time that get into sports cards because they see their friend who owns a card shop in the state over making a lot of money. And then they get in and they see all these ads of Whatnot and eBay Live, and they get into packs and boxes, and then they end up losing a lot of money because they don't realize that their friend in the state over is actually buying cards, grading them, flipping them. He's the one selling the packs and boxes. He's not the one opening it, right? So this is what smart collectors are doing. They're systematically buying cards, and if you're really doing it right, you're buying cards while they're low. In the off season, this is something I talk about all the time. Like right now, while I'm doing this video, it's November of 25. So right now, I'd be buying baseball because it's low, and then sell it in January, February, March. And then I'm moving my money into football while it's low in the off season, and then into basketball. And I'm repeating that cycle over and over. And I'm always selling cards while the player's not playing, right? I'm buying the card in the off season when it starts. I'm selling it right before the season starts. This is what smart collectors are doing, and the smart ones who are actually making money. But I hope this video helped you guys just a little bit. There's a free PDF down below of exactly what I'm talking about in step-by-step format. You guys can go and grab it. It's free. It'll help you guys out. Go print it. Put it on your wall. Go look at it. It'll save you a lot of money and make you a lot of money in the long run. But like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Cool. Sweet. Hopefully that helps you guys out. That'll be nice and fancy and edited here in the next few days, hopefully. And now we'll start taking in questions. And this is episode number 103. Wow. And I remember when I just actually was my buddy. His name is Cole. He was the one. He's like, dude, you should start a podcast. People in sports love podcasting, calling in. And I was like, you know what? I could talk. I like to do that. And then it just kind of grew a life of its own. And it's gotten a lot of good feedback. So that's what brings us here. But we'll start taking in callers to 813-618-2075. Start taking you folks in. And we're live with the first caller. And are you calling him back? We're calling you back. Don't worry. Maybe you're not answering. Oh. Hey, what's up? You have Eric. You are live.
Hey, what's up, Eric? This is Justin Lawhorn from Texas.
Justin, have we spoke before?
We have not.
We have not. Justin from Texas. Where in Texas?
Round Rock, Texas, so just north of Austin.
Okay, I used to live in Lake Travis, so I'm kind of familiar with the area. Wow. Yeah, I lived there for a year. That's where I during the pandemic, my business partner and I moved out there to live in like a big like entrepreneur mansion out there on the lake. And yeah, I'm familiar with Austin. Good city. Some weird people, but good city.
True that. Yeah. So man, yeah, I've watched your content for a long time, and this is the first time calling in. Sweet. So appreciate you calling me back.
Appreciate you watching it.
Yeah, man. So I've my biggest question is I collected as a kid. I'm 48. Had that collection, and just kind of in a I guess, kind of analysis paralysis. Like, how do I get rid of it the best way? And I've watched a ton of the videos. Some of the stuff is worth grading, but I've had hit or miss success in stuff in my collection, sending it off to PSA. I don't think I've had anything come back a 10. And it's probably just, I know you talk about inexperience of, just not knowing what to send in. So just, what is your input there?
Well, what years are these cards from?
Probably the start is like early 80s. I do have some baseball from the 60s and 70s.
Okay.
But it's a mix of baseball, football, basketball. And then I've got, probably 150 Jordans that I've, going through to try to figure out, do I grade these or just sell them on Marketplace or somewhere else?
Yeah, so you've probably heard me say before, right? My rule of thumb, if the card is at least $50, let it rip and send it in for grading if you think it could be 50. But obviously, it gets tricky because you might have a random card of Jordan and like a PSA 7 is $80, but a PSA 6 is like $20. So you're not sure what it'll grade. The best way to do that is by looking online at other like Jordans that are like PSA 7s and kind of comparing. But yeah, it is what you said. It's just like grading cards is just, if you're not getting the results you want, it's just a lack of skill. It's the same thing as, shooting a free throw is with basketball. If you've never done it before, you're going to stink. And the more you do it, you'll get better at it. But do you want me to like help you with one specific card? Cause it's hard to do without actually seeing the cards.
Here, I got some of the Jordans sitting there. This is just a random. I gotta put my glasses on because of my old eyes. Hold on.
Yeah, tell me the card, and I'll try to help you out.
It's Michael Jordan, 1993 Top Stadium Club, number 210.
1993, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So 1993 Stadium Club, Jordan, and it's not graded, right?
It's not.
So something like this. I assume this is more of a common card. Yeah. So, yeah, like a PSA 9 of this card I'm looking does $26.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like the card's really got to grade a 10. And the problem is like these cards are hard to grade a 10. So it's like all or nothing. A 10 is like $200 in that range. So is the card perfect?
I mean, I think it's the reason it's got like a little bit of whiting in one of the corners, so I was like, yeah.
Yeah, so
because that's it, right? I think I've heard you say it a bunch of times. It's like corners is the most important.
Yeah. Yes. Any type of blemish with the corner, it's never going to grade a 10, especially those cards, because the way it kind of works with PSA, at least in my opinion, they get harder with older cards because they want to control the population. So they're very wary of giving another 10 and putting it out there for older cards. They're really damn sure that the card's going to be good. So if there's a little bit of white, that card will never 10, and it's not worth sending in. So then it begs, I assume the next question would be like, what do you do with all these cards that are worth like $1 or $2, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because as you know, and I think I've heard a lot of people comment, like it's a process to go through and list them all, so like, what do you do?
Yeah, so I would go, if you have a bunch of cards that are like 50 cents, like they're not worth anything. You're just gonna have to sell them in bulk at a big discount. But if you want to squeeze every penny out of it, there's a company called Quick Consign. Have you heard me say this before?
I haven't. I'll write it down.
So go to quickconsigncards.com, and I'll share my screen and show everybody so they can see what I'm looking at. So you can see they charge you $1 per card, and these are the fees. So like if you have a bunch of cards that are like $1, $2, $3, they'll rip them all for you and list them and sell them. So that's where I would go. But if you have a bunch of cards that are like 25 cents, 50 cents, you're just going to have to put them all together and sell them to someone on Facebook at a big discount.
Okay. And what about like order of operation? Like, I know you talked about the seasons. Like, if you've got like a bunch of basketball, football, baseball, does it not even really matter for those because you're not grading them? You're just getting rid of them.
Well, older. All these guys are older, right? Yeah. So seasonality doesn't matter because like a John Elway rookie doesn't matter when you sell it, or it's not going to go up because the football season started. It's not going to go up because the Broncos are having a good year. So it doesn't matter with those guys. It's only relevant for the guys that are playing, especially the younger guys, because those guys are the most volatile.
Okay. Yeah, and I've been on the fence. Like I'm pretty sure I'll probably join the program next month. But like my apprehension is like I've got to get rid of all these freaking cards before I even.
Well, isn't that the not to be the sales guy over here, but wouldn't that be the reason to do the program? Because inside of it, we teach you what to do, and you'll have a coach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like honestly, I would, before selling anything, I'm not just saying this to sell you into the program, and to be blunt with you, I would only join the program. I tell people this: if you have at least like $2,000 in like starting bankroll to start buying and selling cards, or else like don't even bother giving us money, because like it's too hard to make money with sports cards if you don't have at least $2,000. But so yeah, I would like do it. And then also another thing is like the timing. So like there's like better points and not as good points to like join the program and like get into buying and selling sports cards. But the way it works in sports cards, and once again, I'm not just saying this to sell you. You've probably seen me say to other people all the time, like, yeah, don't bother doing the program. But like as you get closer to the holidays, what happens in the card market, it goes down a little bit and then it picks back up in the new year. So right now we just started buying baseball. So November, December, some of January, we're going to be buying baseball and selling it like most likely February, March. So you're getting in the beginning of a buying cycle, which is like just good timing. It's just better to get in the beginning of a buying cycle.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's my sales pitch to you. But I would only do it if you got $2,000 ready to start buying and selling cards with.
Yeah, cool, man. All right, well, I appreciate the callback.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, good luck. Let me know how it goes. Keep me updated.
I will. Thanks.
All right, sounds good. Bye bye.
All right, bye.
I always hate to get on here and sound like the sales guy because we run enough ads, we promote the program enough. It's like, damn. So you're just getting on here to sell people. I really try to avoid doing that. But sometimes if it makes sense, I can't help myself because that guy will do well. Hey, Drew, what's up? It's Eric. You are live.
How's it going?
Not too bad. How are you?
Good. Hey, 2 questions for you.
Yep.
Kind of bigger picture, longer term investment questions.
Okay.
So, Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning.
Okay.
Significant difference in the prices of like the Brady, the best Brady's what, the Bowman Chrome?
The 2000 contenders, specifically the championship ticket, which I think is numbered to 75. No, I don't know, but that's his best card, the championship ticket.
Right, but yeah, good point. But I mean, the best like reasonable.
Like
Bowman Chrome, right?
Yeah, Bowman Chrome, yeah.
Yeah. So, the Bowman Chrome Brady's like last sale was like $10,800, population 1,200. The Peyton Manning population about the same as $228. So a couple questions or a couple thoughts, and I wanted to get your experience in the industry.
Yep.
To see if I'm on the right page here. So I mean, obviously Brady's a better quarterback. That's not really debatable.
Yep.
But Peyton Manning's what, top 5, top 10 at least all time.
Yep.
Right? My question, were there fewer sports cards in 2000 versus 1998 in their rookie years?
Yep.
Overall?
Yep. There were way less. Yeah, they were way less printed. So to give you like a more recent example, so take Prism silver cards. You probably see, tons of who's a new player like Wembanyama silver Prisms, right? There's tons. but you probably don't see nearly as many Giannis silver prisms from 2013 because sports cards weren't as big. So those silver prisms go for way more because there was way less of them. So yes, like as sports cards gotten bigger, what do you think these companies do, like Panini and Topps? Well, they're like, well, we want to, print more cards to sell more packs to make more money. So, so yes, there were far less.
Gotcha. Even just 2 years apart, because that was what 98 to 2000, right?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would assume there's slightly more in 2000, but there's still not a lot.
Because my thought, and there's a second point to this, my thought is the main reason there's fewer Brady's is because he was a 6th round pick. Whereas Peyton was number 1 overall.
They print, from my knowledge, it doesn't matter. So if they're printing cards of you, it's going to be roughly the same. So take I don't know, like Wembanyama. Okay. Let me just look this up so I'm not talking out of my ass here. But like Wembanyama was the number 1 pick in the 2023 NBA draft. He's gonna have roughly the same amount of silver prisms as the the 10th pick, Cason Wallace, who got drafted to the Mavericks, who's now on the Thunder. So they're gonna have roughly the same amount of cards. Maybe I could be wrong, but from my experience with newer cards, that's kind of how it is.
What about versus like the 45th pick or something though?
Yeah, they should have.
Brady's was 6th round, right?
Yeah, they should have similar amounts of like silver prisms today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was looking yesterday on Market Movers and just trying to see. I mean, there's a Brady Bowman Chrome, obviously the contenders, which you mentioned.
Yep.
Upper Deck Star Rookie's another one. I mean, 5,500 for the Star Rookie Brady, the Upper Deck Peyton Manning, and this population 181. Upper Deck Pop 237, 415 for the Peyton Manning one. So there's a point that I'm getting to with this. So
okay.
You mentioned only an opportunity when nobody else sees as an opportunity a lot, right?
Yep.
So along these same lines, Nikola Jokic,
yep.
right? 41st or whatever, 45th, 2nd round pick.
Yep.
There's not a ton of Jokic rookie cards.
Correct.
And I mean, top 10 all time is probably going to happen for him.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think that long term that would be kind of an under the radar good play? He's got Prism and Donruss and maybe a couple others, but not much else. From what I was looking at last
night. I avoid buying guys the whole long term that are currently playing. If I had to buy one, he'd be up there.
Right.
So, yes, I think it's good. Now, I can't legally give you financial advice, so take that as you want. But yeah, he'd be, for me personally, if I had to buy modern, he'd be up there. Now, I would much rather have a 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth over a Jokic card to hold long term. Yeah. Because it's still volatile. Like if the Nuggets have a shit 2 years for some reason and Jamal Murray, they trade away a bunch of players, his value's going to go down. So I avoid that. But yeah, he'd be up there.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be more potentially volatile over the next 5 years, but if it's a 20-year thing,
so if you were doing it, I'd look to get in at a low point. So, maybe right after they lose in the playoffs, or maybe, God forbid, he gets injured for a few months, something like that. That sounds terrible to say out loud, but yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. The only other thing I was thinking along, because I mean, Jokic, he's not really like a very polarizing personality.
Yes.
And I guess the comp there that I was thinking was more Tim Duncan, and his stuff's not very good.
Well, they're different caliber of players. Like, Duncan's great, but he's not an all-time great top. Like, Jokic will probably end, if he keeps at this pace, like top 5. Like, the dude.
Yeah, I'm on the same.
Yeah, so like different person. This guy's, shooting threes, passing, bringing the ball up the court. He has a championship where he was like not the soul, but like, the guy.
Yeah,
I know, I know Duncan was kind of the guy too, but they had a bunch of other great players, obviously. So different, you're talking about a great player versus an all-time great player. So a little different there.
Right, and I'm with you on the not buying current, but I mean, Jokic is well established enough. Even if it ended today, where he'd be way up there, and assume it goes for even 5 more years. Well,
do you want me to answer the question, the first question you had on Brady versus Peyton?
Well, I was trying to tie that in as far as, because I think it's part of it just being a 6th round pick and having fewer rookie cards printed. That was my premise.
Yeah, I mean he has
same with you.
Yeah, he has a bunch. And also Brady wasn't a nobody getting drafted. He was like the starter at Michigan and had that whole thing back and forth with Drew Henson. So he wasn't like a nobody. So people knew who he was getting drafted. And then what I would say, like one simple piece of investing advice that I follow is, like you just said, buying when no one else sees it as an opportunity. So I could show you this, and hopefully this will kind of point you in the right direction. So if you look at like a Brady card, like a 2000 Bowman Chrome Brady card, PSA 10.
Yep.
And if you look in the past year, this card a year ago was $6,500, and today the last sale was $10,800.
Yep.
Me personally, I would never buy this to hold long term. I like to get in at the dip, not when it's up. Then if you look at Peyton Manning, let's look at Peyton Manning. So I actually,
bought some Peyton Manning recently.
What'd you say?
I bought some Peyton Manning recently because I think he's
So Peyton Manning,
way.
If you look at his Bowman Chrome PSA 10, or if you look at his Bowman Chrome,
$28.
This I would. I'm not saying Peyton's better than Brady, but I'd much rather have this. Like, this hasn't popped up yet. This is actually down a little bit in the past year, and like, it's funny you say that because if you go to my eBay, this is actually my brother's eBay that I use now, but you can see his name in the top right, Brian. I just purchased a big Peyton Manning rookie card. You can see right here. It's the Bowman Chrome Refractor PSA 10 for $41.52. And the reason I bought this is, what makes you laugh?
Well, that was one of the things I had written down in my notes, was that specific price, and it's pop 48.
Yeah, so this card a year ago, it was $2,700, but it's not up double. Like a little after that, it was like $3,500, and I paid $4,100. So I paid a little bit more, like 20% more than it was selling for, like in March. But the whole market's up a ton, and I'm much more comfortable buying this rather than something that's like doubled or tripled. With a lot of these like a lot of these cards from the 80s and 90s and 2000s have doubled and tripled in the past year, like Barry Bonds rookies and guys like this. So like my preferred purchases that I think are being underlooked right now, if you just look at my eBay and some of the cards I bought, I'll just show you. Like I spent $30,000 the other day. You could see for the most part what I'm buying, it's like real vintage, like stuff from the 60s, 50s. Julius Erving PSA 9 rookie I bought for $13,300. A Bobby Orr rookie, like Bobby Orr, I think is something that's very undervalued. And I bought the Peyton. Then I also bought a Bowman Chrome Refractor Brady PSA 6 because I believe I got it at a good price at $18,000. But I know these cards are very expensive. But you could see like where my head's at in terms of long-term investing. And I buy a lot of this stuff. I buy a lot of this stuff for, not to flip, just to hold long-term. Think of it like a retirement play.
Right.
So, I just like to get in when no one else is looking at it, as you know.
Right. No, I'm buying and flipping, and grading and all that stuff like you talk about and then investing that into this other longer-term stuff. But the Bowman Chrome, it's 40% of the Brady base price, and it's pop 48 versus a pop 1200. I mean, it's crazy.
The PSA 10.
It's just you're
talking the Peyton versus the Brady.
Yeah. 4,100 versus 10,800.
Yeah, that's exactly why I love to buy stuff like that. I love to buy like give me like a freaking this is random, but like a 1970 something Mike Schmidt rookie PSA 10 where there's like 30 of them probably. That's my alley. Not saying like, he's better than any of these great baseball players, which he is a great one, but buying the stuff that's rare that only sells like a few times a year, that's where you could make like real screw you money.
Right, and that's the same thought process that I have with it. I bought a Peyton Manning, I think it was the Star Date Skybox or whatever. It's one of the clear cards.
Yeah.
But it's PSA 10. There's 200 of them, and it's like $400 or something.
Yep.
So I'm on the same And I was just trying to figure out if, like I said, I think there's a huge gap between the Peyton market and the Brady market. I mean, Brady's better, but he's not 100 times better.
Yeah, and then Brady also has like the social media presence. You know, he's wait. I mean, so does Peyton, I guess, with the Peyton cast.
Yeah,
So, like
he's on the Monday night stuff, right? I mean, he's on commercials. He's in
yeah,
public.
yeah.
Discourse for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I like your thought process. Overall, I'd rather buy Peyton than Brady right now.
And the Jokic thing you think is a fairly decent thought process, at least.
Yeah, good thought process. Risky, not something I'd put a lot of money into, but it could work.
Yeah.
Like just yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, I understand buying the vintage baseball. I didn't watch Babe Ruth or Willie.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's just less of a personal connection to it.
Fair. I wouldn't.
From an investment standpoint, is irrelevant.
Yeah, I wouldn't tie emotion to your investments, man, because that usually it's kind of like betting on your favorite team. It usually doesn't end up going well.
Yeah. Yep. I'm with you. Cool. Sounds good. Well, that's all I had for you.
Well, hey, man, I like the question. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye. What a intelligent question. Like that guy was like thinking, like that dude will do well in one way or another. Don't know if the Jokic investment will do well, but he will do well overall. You can just tell. We're calling you guys back. I see all your questions in the chat. Call in. Phone number is down below. Man, I'm watching these people install the lights in our studio in front of me. I can't wait. It's going to be sick. There's like an anchor desk. There's like screens all over the place. Crazy lighting. Hey, what's up? You have Eric. You are live.
Hey, what's going on, Eric? This is Brian in Boston. How you doing?
What's up, Brian in Boston? How may I be of service?
I have a couple of questions about the new Topps basketball product, if I could.
Yeah, let it rip.
So I know you hate opening packs, but I had to open,
Sure.
I opened about half a box the day they came out at my local card shop. I pulled a Dylan Harper on-card, the throwback autograph.
Okay.
And it's a kind of a glossy surface, so I didn't have high hopes looking at it, but I was thinking about grading, and it looks perfect. Centering is good. Everything about it is good. I turned the card over, and on the opposite side of where the autograph is, it's almost like he pressed the pen into the card hard.
Okay.
And you can see the outline kind of pushed through on the surface of the back. Would they consider that damage to the surface? Like a PSA?
Yes, that will not grade.
Okay.
They'll consider it something, and it won't grade well.
Okay. Okay. So probably not worth it then.
Mm-hmm.
If
Correct.
they're going to give it an 8 or something.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I would, and honestly, the card is hyped right now.
Yep.
So I would sell it right now.
Okay. Appreciate that. My other question, how do you feel about the new Topps product? Do you think that's, like, I'm a big Cooper Flag fan. He's from next state up. So I would like to buy one of his autographs. I noticed that they've already gone from, like, an, $1,000 plus card to, like, $400 or $500. People are already saying he looks like a bust, even though he's 18 and he's doing things, no one's
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll be buying, like, this is so expected. Like, I hate to say I was right, but, like, he's 18. What 18-year-old NBA player, you know how hard it is? These guys are, like, fully grown men. This dude's 18.
Right.
He just doesn't have, the physical strength to, score 25, 30 a game, which is what people expect. I will be most likely buying the shit out of Cooper Flag come like, I don't know, maybe May, June. It depends on if the Mavericks make the playoffs or not. But once that season ends or his season ends, I will be buying him big time because his stuff, like you said, is down. I actually don't think he's going to be a great player. I think he's going to be solid, the second or third best player on a solid team. So, like, I don't think he'll live up to expectations, me personally, but I'll be buying him in the offseason next year to sell before the season starts for sure. Probably to sell. I'm probably going to buy a lot of them in, like, maybe April, May, and then sell them at the National Card Show because I bet his cards will get a lot of hype, just like Wembanyama did at this past National Card Show.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think he'll probably be one of those guys, right, that has stretches where he's on fire and people, buy into the hype and, you assume he'll go up. So
Yeah, bro. He's 18. You can't just like look at what 18-year-old has ever been great in the NBA? Like great.
Yeah, like LeBron maybe at some points,
And
but
and
even
yeah,
kind of struggled.
Yeah, and that's superhuman, like strength and speed and size. Like Cooper Flag is great, but he didn't. Right, he doesn't look like LeBron. So,
No.
yeah, it's and actually, I'm looking here. I'm actually curious what LeBron's rookie year stats were. But like, if LeBron came out like this year, like Cooper Flag did, LeBron. Look at this. LeBron rookie year stats. He averaged. Let's see what he averaged. So LeBron, according to this, averaged 20 a game as a rookie, and I assume the Cavaliers were not good that year. I'm not sure. But that is like the cream of the crop. Like that is like just otherworldly talent, and that's LeBron. And even
Still wasn't that great.
Yeah, it was good, right? It wasn't like 28 a game like people are expecting. Like NBA, it is a guarantee that almost all rookies, will not perform up to expectations. All the top ones. Yeah, but
look at Kobe Bryant's first like 20 games. I think he averaged like 6 points a game. He was nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I'll be buying him in like 5 or 6 months probably.
Absolutely. I have one more question, a football question, if I could.
Yeah, go for it.
I appreciate it. I want to buy a Jaden Daniels card because, I love your content and everything. And I'm like, hey, I see a buying opportunity. He's hurt.
Sure.
People are kind of fading on him. So I'm like, maybe this is the time to pick it up. I've been collecting for like 20 plus years, and I know that in my mind, National Treasures is like the go-to product. And I know it's kind of changed to Prism now in football because a lot of the guys that don't have autographs, that's where you're going to find their most expensive and best cards.
Yep.
How do you feel about the guys that have National Treasures patches, but they're the exclusives like Topps guys like May and Daniels? They don't have the autographs, but they still have the patch card that's in the autograph set. It just doesn't have the autograph. Do you think those are buys, or would you just pass and buy Prism if you're going to invest in one of those guys?
I mean, it's a question depending on who you ask, but me personally, I would rather have higher end Prism first and then the National Treasures. But if those National Treasures had autographs, I'd rather have that first. So, but they don't. So that's me personally. I've had better experience selling like Prism higher end that is more liquid in my opinion than National Treasures without autographs on it. National Treasures with autograph, like the true RPA at a 99, those are like, they sell like hotcakes. Like those things go crazy, but they're a little different because they're not autographed.
Okay. And you would, I'm sure I know the answer to this, but you wouldn't try to get one of like a Drake May or Jaden Daniels and try to have it like signed in person?
No. I would not. Yeah, I would not.
I knew that answer. I answered my own question. You didn't even have to say it.
Yeah, you probably. It seems like you've listened to enough of my content.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Well, cool. Any other questions I could help you with?
No, that's it, man. Pleasure to talk to you. Thanks for taking my call and helping me out.
Cool, dude. Call back in. Give me an update.
All right, we'll do.
All right, bye. Got some good quality callers in today. Not saying the other ones aren't good. You guys want to hear a fucked up story real quick before we call back the next one? eBay, right? I purchased $30,000 in cards like I was showing you guys before. And I found it. So like I used to use the eBay MasterCard because that gives you like it ends up being 3.3% cash back. And I'd always pay off my card quickly. And then they banned me for some reason. I don't know why. So then my brother introduced me to the Capital One Spark Plus, I think it's called. 2% cash back on everything. And within the Capital One app, you could click like the eBay thing, and they're doing a promotion for 4% cash back. And then Rakuten, if you guys know what that is, it's like a Chrome extension, another 1% cash back. So I buy $30,000 in cards. I'm expecting to get 5% cash back. I was going to go in the office next morning, purchase them. My brother, because I'm using his eBay because mine got screwed up, decided, hey, I'll just make Eric's life easy and just buy it on his credit card because it's on file. He purchases it, and I'm like, Brian, no, you cost me 3% in cash back because now I only got the 2% because I had to log into the Capital One app and then go to eBay to get the 4%, and I needed Rakuten on my computer to get the extra 1%. So it cost me 3% of 30,000, which is what, $900, I think. So yeah, that's shitty. It's all good though. By the way, I see the chat booming. You guys got to call in. Hey, what's up? You have Eric. You are live.
Hello, Eric. My name is Sergio. I'm from Texas.
What's up, Sergio from Texas? How may I help?
Yeah, I just wanted some pointers here.
Sure.
Started collecting cards about 4 months ago. And
Okay.
I mean, I like the hobby because it's, I love sports and stuff like that. But
Yep.
I've been buying from Whatnot, some numbered cards, some basic cards, players that I like. I've created my own PC, for my personal collection.
Okay.
But anything you can recommend for me to maybe improve on my collection? I know a lot of Whatnot buyers like just like one of my friends told me, the shiny stuff,
Yeah, I would not buy on Whatnot. A lot of things sell for more than what they're worth on Whatnot. So that'd be my first. And you probably spend money on packs and boxes. That'd be my first recommendation.
Packs, I tried it, but as soon as with the one box that I bought, I didn't get anything, I stopped.
Oh, well, that's good. You have more discipline than most people. So I also Whatnot's a good place to sell, not the best place to buy, because a lot of like newbies just will see something shiny and just buy it. So I would just stay clear of buying on there.
Just sell through
Yep.
there.
Yep, that's what I would do.
Okay. Now, on eBay, I just started buying on eBay. I saw some of your videos and I was like, let me try to buy something on eBay. Would you target more like popular players versus, like the Patrick Mahomes and the Xavier Worthy, Drake London, and stuff like that?
What I would be buying right now, so one, Pokemon is an easy buy, great and sell right now. And the other, I'd be buying baseball because we're in the off season. It's low. There's a lot of the easiest money, in my opinion, is like 2024, 2025, like Topps Chrome Ohtani cards, Paul Skeens, Jackson Merrill, Aaron Judge. Those cards, there's a lot of them. You can make some pretty solid returns on them.
Now, it's funny you mentioned Ohtani. I did get some Ohtani on Whatnot for like $2 in a bundle, like in a lot. And when I searched those cards, they're getting like $4 or $5, right? So I did get some money out of there, right? Do you recommend like grading those through PSA? So maybe I can flip them.
PSA would be the place to grade them, but they don't sound like cards that are gradable. I'd only send it into PSA if it's worth at least $50 as a PSA 10.
$50, okay.
Yep.
Alrighty. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to see I'm doing the correct thing on buying through Whatnot.
Yeah, personally, I wouldn't. So that'd be my advice to you.
Alrighty. I appreciate your...
All right, Sergio. Thank you for calling.
Yes, sir.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Whatnot's a casino, man. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Great company. They're making a lot of money. Good for them. But it ain't the place to make money. Unless you're a breaker. Then you can make a lot of money. Flag will be good, but never great. I agree. Average 15 to 18 a game. Oh. We're calling you guys back. Don't worry. Does a thicker stock card fit into an Ultra Pro card saver? No. Most likely it does not.
Good morning.
What's up, Safe? It is Eric. You are live.
Yes, sir. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well.
I'm doing well. We went to bed late last night because you want to know why, Safe? I'll tell you this.
Yep. Sure.
So you see all of our ads?
I see the ads on Facebook, yes.
So our customer avatar is, for the most part, like a corporate professional, like white collar, busy professional. These are the guys that do the best in our program. So we're starting to film our ads, and I went to the mall to buy a bunch of shirts as to what a white collar, busy professional would wear. So what do you think just so I could look like the avatar to attract that type of person? So bought a bunch of golf shirts, a bunch of quarter zips, not really stuff I'd wear personally, but that's what our customer wears. So I got to look like him a little bit. So that's why I ended up going to bed late last night, because that took a little bit.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. That's I mean, that's probably less hurtful than the $900.
Yeah. Well, it cost me just about $900 coincidentally. So
Well, it's okay. It's in good. It's gonna go into good place.
Yep.
So I have 3 questions.
Go for it.
First, sealed products. The other day I went into a local sport card shop, and I saw a fat pack of Prism 2017 basketball selling for like $130. So I thought about it, like it's right there, like the 2025 Topps is right there in front of us for like $6 something, and there is a possibility that in 8 years this money is gonna, be multiplied by 13 or 14. That's one. So that's kind of something I want you to touch on.
Wait.
See how you feel about it.
Wait, I'm confused. You have the 2017. Wait, run that by me again.
So I saw a fat pack, the one that sells in 2017 for $5.
Wait, is that the name of a pack, like a fat pack?
No, you know those hanger packs.
Yeah.
The ones that they put in there for like $6.99 that has like 30 cards.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Those are usually
I got you.
$6-7 bucks.
Yep, sure.
But the 2017 one, right now, just because of Tatum, it sells for, $120, $130, something like this.
Makes sense.
So my question is, do you think buying boxes and hold them could be a valuable investment for people who don't care about cash flow? That's one.
Yes.
And second, do you ever look at the safety net of possibility of getting a 9 on a card? For example, let's say you buy a card and that's like $50. And you say like, okay, I'd either quadruple my money in a 10, or I would be just, like breaking even at 9, because 9 sells at $70-80 with like cost plus. So is that something you look at generally when you do that?
Only if I'm buying a card, probably at least $500. Then I just want to make sure I'm not losing half my money on a 9. A card that's $100. How much can you lose, right? So, yeah, only for more expensive cards, $500 plus, personally.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. And the okay. Sorry, I had 3 questions, but anyway, and the first one was about sealed product. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, it's a great, in my opinion. It's I actually I purchased. I know this is very expensive, but I bought 2 just to let you know how I feel about it. I bought a bunch, but I bought in the past 2 or 3 weeks. I bought 2 1986 Fleer basketball full wax boxes, just to hold, and obviously not to open. And I bought a bunch of other like 1979 Topps hockey. I think they're great long-term investments, right? Because if I buy a 1979 Topps hockey box for $30,000, I know that's expensive, but you don't have to buy stuff that expensive. The one thing I can guarantee you is there will only be less of them as time goes on. There will not be more.
How about well, we're talking more about things that are more of proven.
Correct.
How about like retail products that are like on the shelves right now?
Yeah, no good, because it's a roundabout way of buying newer players and hoping they play well, because the box is just dictated by how well the players in the box are playing. And if none of them become a superstar, which is most likely, it won't ever, it'll go down in value. So 2021 NFL Prism, at one point, people forget this, but it was like insane. Like Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Trey Lance. I think I'm forgetting two people as well. But everybody thought all these quarterbacks would be great. Now they all suck. Trevor Lawrence is okay. And now that box is worth way less than it was before. So it's dictated by the players playing in it, which usually doesn't end up well.
Okay, so yeah, but actually, like I did some analysis, like from the last 10 years. Like I took like one sport and I looked at it.
Yeah.
For like a 10 years, for the 10 years kind of lapse of. Usually there's about 7 years that are generally up in value. Of course, there is a year or two that insanely up in value, but the rest are, like, for example, like I'm going to give you a very random example. Like Goodwin Champions 2018, it has Ohtani, and it has the exquisite of Ohtani.
Well, yep.
Yeah. I mean, and this is a very oddball, but I'm talking about like, let's say, like, and the reason why I'm saying this is that because when I took like a sport over like 10 years and I checked the sealed product for them, I noticed that most of them are up, and probably the odds are better than just getting one player and just banking on them, because you're banking on a full draft.
Yes.
And you could get number 9 like Steph Curry. Like, it doesn't have to be Cooper Flag.
Yep.
It could be the 9th pick, or it could be the 12th pick, and then things gonna go crazy.
It's less risk, less reward, but you're also, consider that the fact that 2018, also there's two things. Number one, 2018 Ohtani is an anomaly, right? You can't expect that to happen again. Then number two, you're also taking into account the whole sports card market is up like 4 or 5 times since 2018, just overall. So is that going to happen again? It probably will, to be honest. But also take that's why almost
is going down.
Yeah, almost every pack or box or case or whatever is worth more for that simple reason. So take that into account as well.
Okay, so I remember now my last question. So my last question is that we discussed that before, but I wanted to kind of like ask you about a specific one.
Okay.
Can you pull? I have a listing of a card that I just put online, and we discussed that before. It's 2025 Goodwin Champions Michael Jordan.
Okay.
The diamond, like black diamond, like you could see it. It's out of 20.
2025 Goodwin.
If you can pull it out and you just look at it, and I'm going to ask you that question, and I'm going to see if you think that this is something that I should do. Please.
Oh, it's on eBay?
Yes, sir.
Goodwin Champion, 2025 Goodwin Champions, Michael Jordan?
Yes, it's out of 20. It's
out of 20.
BGS 7.5.
I don't see it. Let me see. Hold on. BGS 7.5?
Correct.
Oh, I see it. Okay, so there. Yep. So I got you.
Do you think it's a good idea to send this to an auction house? Because really, nobody knows. Nobody can tell me what's the value, or at least they can tell me what the value. But when it comes to writing a check, they'll go like, I'm gonna pass. There's
it's a strange. It's a more rare card. I would actually bring it to a card show first, and something like that, something a little like less liquid. It's a little bit weird. Makes for great trade value.
Actually, like I took it to Boston Card Show, and a lot of people liked it, but they were all like, I'm not sure. I wanted to trade it for a Jordan rookie, but I don't know. My hopes is, I think this card, what I see it is worth $4,000 to $5,000, but I don't know. Maybe it's worth
what has you
500.
Yeah, I would. If you're getting that type of pushback at a card show, then I would let it rip in auction. To be honest, it might be too weird, too scary for people.
So you think auction is not good? Sorry.
Yeah, no, I would go with auction.
You would go with auction,
Yep.
And do you like? I know you're not probably affiliated, but do you recommend specific auction that you feel like they're good?
For something like that, oh man, I'd probably go with. There's a bunch. I'd go with either Alt because they're better. They're decent with modern cards or golden auctions. I would contact both of them and negotiate with them and try to get a piece of the buyer's premium they take and just go with the place that gives you better.
And I've never done that before. So can I ask for a reserve, like a minimum? Like I say,
No.
like, listen, this.
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Can I say, like, listen, I'm not selling this less than, or at least starting price? Can I ask a starting price?
I don't, on a card like that. I doubt it.
Okay. Okay. Well, it might be a good idea. Golden, and you said alt, A-L-T?
Yep. Alts.
Alts with an S. Okay.
No S. A-L-T.
A-L-T. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, listen, it's always wonderful to pick your brain. I mean, I'm strongly considering that I want to join the program and see what's up.
Cool.
It's just I need to get some time, because I really don't have time. Like, I run 9 businesses, and it's just crazy for me. But the 2
Sure.
hours that I spend listening to you on Monday and Wednesdays, it's just fun and very informing.
Cool. Well, I'm glad I in the midst of all the stress you got.
Absolutely. I have so many meetings after.
Yep. I hear you. My calendar is full till 7 p.m.
Actually, guess what? Once one person, a roofer, I'm meeting a roofer to replace a roof in one of my buildings, and he was like, "Okay, we do 11." I was like, "How about 12:30?"
Wow. I'm honored.
I don't know why.
I'm honored I have that type of impact.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Yep. Thank you, Safe. Always a pleasure.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Good guy. Probably our number one caller. How many more are in the queue? Oh. Hey, what's up? You have Eric. You are live.
Eric, how you doing, buddy? I'm watching the show here. I had a question for you.
Yeah, let it rip.
I need a little confidence here. I'm new to the card game.
Okay.
I used to do it years and years ago. I fell into the very trap that you spoke of, where I spent a ton of money breaking boxes and so forth, and probably right around $20,000.
Oh, wow.
I enjoy it, addictive, loved it. I have the money to do it. But one of the things I came across in my old collection was a rookie Mario Lemieux.
Nice. The 84, was it?
Yeah, it was the, I think it's the 86.
86. Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
So I have that card, really good condition, and I wanted you to comment on PSA and give me a little confidence here. So I submitted that card to PSA, boxed it, put the barcode on the front.
Yep.
What happened was, in order to save money in an absent-minded situation, I gave it to FedEx. FedEx stuck it in their boxes to save me on overnight fees.
Yep.
So, because I was really anxious to get that card graded. In
Okay.
the interim now, what's happening is PSA has now called me
Yep.
after I sent it overnight to have it expedited, and they said now it's going to sit in a warehouse for 7 weeks before they can even get to look at it.
Why?
Something to that. I don't know. Did you say why?
Is it because they're backed up on mail?
They said that because there was no barcode on it, it's going to sit in kind of like a limbo room. And as soon as they can get to it, because of the high volumes that they're processing, they can't get to it for 6 to 7 weeks. So, man, I'm kind of jonesing, because on the website it says, it wasn't delivered. The FedEx says it was delivered. I just want to know that the card's safe, that they will process it.
Yeah.
And the importance of barcoding and being on the front of the box.
Yeah, I fucked that up myself as well. Like a month ago, I sent in a High Heels card, and because the barcode should be on outside of the box, and that card is more expensive, so I spent like $200 to get it graded. And the more expensive cards, they'll pick up that mail first and run that through. But because the barcode is inside the box, now my card is sitting with all the other $20 to grade cards, and it's it's still not even opened. And it's been like almost a month, so I screwed that up myself because I put the barcode inside. But yeah, you should put the barcode on outside, or else what's going to happen is what you're saying.
But you have full confidence that everything's okay.
Oh yeah. I'd bet every penny in my bank account that, God forbid, if they lost your card, they'd refund you every single penny.
Okay. So change the subject. I'm going to go back to something you said earlier when you're going through your eBay searches and finding cards to buy for maybe $50, great, sell for $150 or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, you got more money than that. Come on, you spent $20 grand breaking on what now? $50 cards. What are we doing?
But it's fun for me, and kind of that's the game for me, right? It's less about making money and more about the fun of it. So my question was, how do you know you're buying raw that the card coming back to you is going to be worth grading? How do you know for sure? Or do you buy, multiples of a card with the hope that maybe one or two of them are worth grading?
Well,
how does that work?
Evaluating the condition of a card online is a skill, right? Just like shooting a basketball. It's a skill. You're going to suck in the beginning, and then you get better and better. And like what we do is, we obviously, that's one of the pieces we help you with and offer coaching. So you speed up that skill. But if you're doing it right, out of 10 cards, like you're right, like it's an educated guess. Not every card you buy is going to grade a 10. So if you buy 10 cards, if you're good and you buy 10 cards on eBay, 1 out of the 10 will look like shit and not go to PSA. Then you'll send in about 80 to 90% of the cards that you buy. And out of those that you send in, about 60 to 70% should get a 10. So not every card is going to grade a 10. You don't fully know. You have a very good idea once you get good at it. But, it's a skill being able to look at the corners, the edges, the center. You might need to ask for better pictures, knowing what to look for on certain cards, because certain cards have specific things wrong with them that you need to look out for.
So on the grading, and when I'm actually submitting cards, because I've submitted probably a couple hundred. The first 100 were probably jokes that I didn't really evaluate properly.
Okay.
The second group I've evaluated properly, I believe. And I pulled out the ones, and what I'm noticing is, especially in the prisms, there's a lot of divots, almost like the machine poked holes.
Yeah, they have a lot of surface issues. Silver prism, shinier the card, more surface issues. Those little divots they're called in the card world dimples. And yeah, they have those. My standard rule of thumb is if it has one small dimple, I send it in. If there's two, I don't.
And what has been your 10 success with one dimple?
No, I don't have an exact number, but probably half, 40 to 50%, I would say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they will 10. Like I tell this story sometimes. The card I made the most amount of money on in 2024, it was an Ohtani Bowman Chrome Atomic Auto, and I bought it as a Beckett 9. It had 8.5 edges, and I got the card in from Beckett or from eBay. I bought it. I paid $9,750 for it, and I got it in. I'm like, fuck, this card is not going to grade a 10 because I was going to resend it to PSA. But I decided to give it a shot because the rest of the card looked pretty clean except for the edges. It was a little screwed up. It was a little tiny dent. And it ended up getting a PSA 10, and I sold it for over 30 grand. Now that card's like 90. But yeah, so if it's good enough, send it in. That's my rule of thumb.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you answering all the questions. Good show. Thanks.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you calling in.
Bye.
All right, bye. Okay, I think we only got time for one more. The phones are off the hook, but unfortunately, your boy has a whole business to run with a bunch of employees, so I can't do this forever. There will be a day. Well, I'll have everything outsourced, and I could, but not today. Hey, what's up? You have Eric. You are live.
How you doing? Raz from New York. How are you?
What? Say your name again.
Raz, R-A-Z-Z.
Oh, Raz. What's up, man? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How you doing?
Not too bad. Do you know what razzing is in sports cards? That's a term.
I know about in poker. You have that worst hand, but that's a different story.
In the sports card world, razzing is another word for raffling a card off. People on Facebook call it razzing, so they don't use the word raffle online because that might trigger something. So if you ever hear the word razzing in sports cards, that's another word of saying they're raffling off a card, and chopping the card up into 10 different spots and selling, and then running a raffle.
Cool. I never knew.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
This is my first time calling, so
for sure. Welcome.
Thanks. How come Panini and Topps don't give everybody the shouldn't we know how many boxes are actually printed every year?
Oh, they'll never tell you that. Because there's
That's not really right though, because we're spending all the money on this stuff. Like when, I'm 50 years old, so I was around for the wax era, but we didn't know.
Here, let me.
We were in the wax era when we were in it. You know what I mean? So we were doing our thing, and
let me give you a good comparison. You live around New York City, I imagine. I hear it in the accent.
I'm from Massapequa.
Okay, all right. So you're in Long Island, right? I used to live in Patchogue, actually. So I'm very familiar with the area. So Jake's 58, obviously the casino.
Of course.
So imagine that on the top of the electronic roulette machine, they put in big letters the exact statistics of you winning. They probably wouldn't do that, right? Because far less people would play. So that's a similar reason as to why they would never say how many boxes are produced. And maybe they do somewhere, but they don't make it well known.
The difference is, like, the casino obviously is not for kids, but they play it off like these are for kids. You know what I mean? So it's kind of
shady.
Yeah. It's a little shady,
yeah.
Shady,
Dude, you're preaching to the choir. Yeah.
So at the very least, they should say, just so you know, this year we're printing this amount of boxes, so then people can judge which one they should go for,
Yeah, you're right, but they would never do that. They would never do it because there's no upside for them.
But there could be upside, Eric, if you think about it, because like if you tell someone that this one is this type of tops box is a lot less, a lot less boxes of, it would stir the pot that people would want it more, and it would probably go even higher than you would think, price wise. So
yeah,
it could be good,
It could be, but who knows what happens in the back room of these big companies? Maybe they release a product and it's more popular than they anticipate, and then they want to produce more boxes. Like they kind of have a monopoly and they don't care. Is my best answer.
I get it.
Yeah.
I do want to say I love your content, man. You do a great job.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for calling in.
All right.
Bye-bye. Good point. That's like your classic, like, skeptical New Yorker. Like, they should go fuck themselves. Like, that's a guy from New York right there. But cool. I got to wrap this up. There's a free PDF down below in the description with some value as to what I talked about in the beginning, why buying packs and boxes are bad, and it's in step-by-step format. Monday, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern, we go live and do this thing. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.